Well, summer's here, which means the school sports days have arrived. It seems many schools are increasingly living by the motto, it's not just winning, it's the taking part that matters.
Absolutely right. But a recent survey found over half of parents said their child's sports day was non-competitive, and the majority say they want it to be competitive. Gargi Patel has more.
On a lovely summer's day, children come together at school to enjoy an afternoon of fun and games.
The school sports day has always been a summer tradition. Excited kids, encouraging parents, and the all-important winner's trophy. But is the competition good for children, or should it be a rather more friendly occasion?
I don't think they would be as fun if they weren't competitive.
Learning how to lose gracefully, being a good loser as well as a good winner.
I think it should be competitive a bit more.
The older kids, I think, need to be competitive. That is part of life.
And as for the kids themselves,
winning on sport day is very important. I don't mind if I win or lose. My favourite thing about sports day is that I win.
and never mind the kids, their parents can always be relied upon to get into the competitive spirit. Gargi Patel, Good Morning Britain.
Well, to debate this, we've got former Olympic athlete Chris Akabusi and Ellie Gibson, who runs the podcast Scummy Mummies.
And is about to go to her child's sports day. So have you got your running spikes in your bag, like the other mums?
I haven't, but my other Scummy Mummy partner, Helen, she went to sports day last year, and one of the mums had actually brought running spikes for the mums' race.
What is your objection to sports day being very competitive?
I don't think it does kids much good, really. I think there's a lot of humiliation for the kids who aren't very good at sport, and I think we can all agree that, you know, it's important for kids to do sport and get exercise. I don't know why we need to also bring the competitive element into it. You know, when I was at school, I wasn't very good at sport, and the lesson I got from that was sport's not for me, exercise is not for me, it makes me feel bad. It's not.
But what about with exams for mathematics or English or other things? Should they be competitive with that?
Well, no, because they're not competitive, are they? That's not about making... We don't make children line up and do sums and then give a medal to who does the best sum.
It is competitive. Everything's a competition. And here's the thing, Ellie.
Maybe for you, but I think...
Real life is a competition. When they go for job interviews, you don't get a little certificate if you don't get the job. You get told to get back on the tube and go home. Well, life is about winning and losing, isn't it, ultimately?
It's not just about that. It's also about cooperation and teamwork and living in a society and learning to work with others and be part of a team and do something together. And for me, those are the values I'd like to instill in my children.
Right, Chris Akabusi, please tell me I'm not going mad when 57% apparently of our schools now have non-competitive themes to their sports day.
So it depends on the age group. So I agree when a child gets to 7, you know, can turn left, no difference between left and right, can do the shoelaces, they should be competitive because life is competitive. I think that when a child is younger, 3, 4, 5, it's really important visual awareness, cooperation, coordination, learning balance, fundamentals. So, you know, I'm straddling both sides of the fence. To start off with...
I played football with my daughter the other day. She has a soccer skills certificate from her former school in LA. Yeah. We went out in a London park and we played football, a hard game of football.
How old is she?
I won 10-0. She's 5. I won 10-0, and at the end, she did score, genuinely scored a good goal, and she was utterly jubilant. And I know next time I'll probably only win 9-0.
So Piers, but if Mike Tyson's outside and says, mate, I know you're competitive, let's do some boxing. Yeah. And you get one glove on him.
I have actually fought Mike Tyson.
Of course he has. And he won.
There's actually a video on YouTube.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
OK, let me say this. I actually did square up with gloves to Tyson and he ran away. And that video is on YouTube. If they can check it, CNN, Piers Morgan, Mike Tyson, can you find it, somebody? Get me that video. He actually runs away. So that's my answer. So my point, Ellie, is this, though. I get that if you're not that good at particular things on sports day, fine. What I don't get is not wanting people just to be competitive about life itself, that actually striving to be better at almost everything you do is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And actually losing can be a very good thing. I've had great highs and great lows in my life. the lows have been celebrated more by the wider world. But I've always learned from them. I've always improved from them. I've always marched on with positivity and thought, OK, next time I'm going to try and win. What is wrong with that?
But when you're 6, I don't know if you need to learn that lesson in a setting that involves public humiliation in front of all your peers and all their parents.
It's not humiliation.
It can be. It can be for some kids.
It's not humiliating to lose at a sports day in a race. It's a race.
Well, it depends. It depends on the child. Obviously, it's not if you win, you know, and perhaps if you're the type of person who it doesn't feel that way, it doesn't feel that way. But I think really, I mean, if you're saying sports day made you who you are today, then I think you've made my point.
No, I actually wasn't that good at athletics, right, for example. But that's not the point. I strove to be as good as I possibly could. With my sons are all very sporty. I never mind them losing if they'd given their best. I really minded if they weren't striving to do their best. Why bother?
I think the child needs to learn that, though. I think you need... So, I mean, I wasn't the best at school, but I learned that it's a safe environment to compete against my colleagues. And I learned that very early.
Wait a minute, Chris. We now have the video of me fighting Mike Tyson and him running away. Here we go. There we go. There's the boxing gloves. I square up, and look what happens. Most fearsome boxer of all time, turns his back, runs away. Thank you very much indeed. So, Chris Akabusi laid down the challenge. What if Mike Tyson came in? The answer is Mike Tyson did come in. I did take him on. He did run away.
He walked away from punching Piers Morgan in the face. Unbelievable.
That is called the power of positive thought. I looked at him and thought, no, I don't care how good you are, mate. You're backing off me.
How can you take any sort of triumph from people play fighting with you? This isn't genuine competition.
I was terrified. There was terror in his eyes.
If you set up competitions that you can win,
when your kids are at their sports day, do you encourage them to try and win?
It's like the Empress New Clothes.
Do you encourage
sometimes
your kids to try and win?
Everyone's telling you that you're wearing a fantastic sporting outfit, and actually, you're not wearing anything at all.
We weren't talking about a boxing ring. Chris said if Mike Tyson walked in here now and put some gloves on, in other words, I would be terrified and run away.
Yeah.
He walked into that studio when I worked there, and as you can see, he ran away. That was my point.
You're not
we weren't talking about a proper fight.
Serious.
How do you know?
Ding, ding, second out, round 3. Mike Tyson's coming through the door.
I can tell you, most people who are responding to this on social media completely agree with me. They are sick and tired of it. 82% of parents want sports day to be more competitive. My message to schools, that guy Brian we had on, Brian Walton from the school down near Somerset, that's the attitude. There's nothing wrong with losing, as long as you strive to win. Nothing wrong with competition. Get out there, kids, and try and win. And if you don't win, try and do better next time. And learn from those that do win and think, how did they do that?
But what about also saying, look, kids, it's about working together. It's about being part of a team. And it is about trying. It's about effort. And it's about
100 metres is not about a team. It's about a winner and a loser.
For the sake of sport.
But you need to learn the fundamentals first, don't you? You need to know the basics of fundamentals.
Here's the fundamental of winning the 100 metres, Chris. I shouldn't be telling you this.
No, but I learnt it.
The fundamental is someone goes ding ding and you run 100 metres and the fastest one wins. That's the fundamental of sport.
Do you need to learn that at 6?
Yes.
Because
why not? Why not?
Because it's very hard on the kids who don't cross the finish line first.
Life is hard, Ellie. Life is not a bowl of cherries. Life is not this easy, lovely thing. Life is not this thing where everyone goes, oh, here's a, you want this job, you didn't get it, but you're going to get it anyway. No, you get it or you don't get it. Life is tough.
Do you not find this constant competition exhausting?
No, as long as I win, I don't mind.
Just listening to you.
Well, there we are, but you mind if you lose. You do mind if you lose.
I hate losing. I hate losing. Yeah. But I never object to people losing if they're not as good as other people. What I do object to is lack of effort or lack of a desire to be the best you can possibly be at everything you take part in.
At that age as well, especially with the younger kids, a lot of it to do with sport is to do with genetics and it's to do with where you are in the school year. If you're born in June, you're not going to be able to run as fast.
You're missing my point.
I
totally accept. I was never an athlete, right? I was a good cricket player, quite good at football, whatever. Boxing clearly ferocious. I beat Serena Williams at tennis. That is on YouTube as well. Yeah. We haven't got time for that today. But my point is...
Will you race Chris round the block after this?
Yes, because you know what? I would.
Right, let's put that on YouTube.
I just feel that competition is seeping away from our schools. It's being seen as a bad thing. Kids are being encouraged to think everything's just about...
Could that be because it's a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing to be competitive.
Shouldn't schools be about learning and not about, you know, I'm better than him or she's better than her?
No, it's about...
You've argued your points brilliantly, and Chris, and I'm going to be the judge. I think you win. Piers, you've lost. And Will I Am is coming up after the break.